Hey everybody, it is Darkslayer from DarkslayerTV here with game number 3 of this best of 3 from the MLG Winter Arena. And who do we have at the top left of Shakuras Plateau? We have Complexity MVPDRG, also known as Don Ragu, starting as our red Zerg. And down here at the bottom right, we do have FXOz as our blue Protoss. Which, fun fact, whenever I was getting these replays, I completely forgot his name was Oz. And for some reason, I was wanting to say FXOZ. That would have been fantastic if I wouldn't have figured that one out. But I did remember his name is Oz and not Z. But last game, you guys got an extra game because I don't know if that counted. Like, did Oz leave on purpose? I didn't see a GG, or I'm still confused on what happened. Like, the game just ended. Like, Oz was just like, fuck it, I'm out, and just left. And I'm just completely confused. I wonder if if it is 1-1, or if this best of 3 is still 1-0 in Oz's favor. However, we do not know, but that's okay because we're just here to watch some really good StarCraft, and you're on the right channel for it. This is DarkslayerTV, home of the Slayers. Yeah, I just thought of that. You guys are now my Slayers. Anyways, we are on Shakuras Plateau. This is, I've got to say, by far either my first or second favorite map. It is a nice old school map that you've seen a lot of, and I think you've seen a lot of it for a good reason. There's no heavy, like, you've never looked at this map and said, this is Terran favored, this is Zerg favored, or this is Protoss favored. This is a very balanced map. And Oz is just so pesky with his probe. I know Huck is known for his like aggressive probe, scouting probe, but Oz is doing the exact same thing. He has won games with that probe, my friends. And DRG does get that hatchery down while Oz is trying to block it. So it is sadly not as good as it has been, to say the least. And the natural will actually go up in time on this map. We do have the Forge starting in a rather peculiar place. I've actually never seen this kind of Forge fast expand, so I'm a little excited to see what Oz is going to do here. I'm actually a tad bit confused as to why he did it like this, because he wasn't able to place the pylon down in DRG's natural, which means that the Lings are on their way and the cannon isn't even close to being finished. Now, I mean, DRG isn't moving out, like there are no Lings on the way, so we won't be seeing any kind of run-by, but I feel like you are very susceptible to run-bys whenever you do this kind of wall-off, as, I don't know, I've just never seen it before. I would assume the Cybernetics Core is going to go down right here to help block that cannon, and the third base is down for DRG, so we are going to be seeing a very, very, to the T definition, standard game coming in. PVZ is so standard. Like, I couldn't agree with Day 9 anymore if I wanted to. PVZ has gotten to the point where Zerg takes 3 bases, Protoss takes 2. Nobody does anything until we check up to tier 3 units. Now, that can make for very, very exciting fights, don't get me wrong. However, I think that is exactly why Day 9 taught the Immortal Sentry all in, because it tells Zergs that you can't always take a third base, and it gives Protoss the chance to actually change the outcome of the game a little bit more than the Zerg defending with the roaches. However, we do have the probe running away from this these 2 Zerglings, and I don't think it's going to survive. It's going to have to turn around at one point, and there it goes. It did actually get out of there, and it still has shields left. Hopefully those shields will begin to regenerate. However, I am watching its health as we speak, and I don't know that it's going to. Actually, it does, where the Ling's called off. No, it's just enough time between the Ling hits, because when they do hit, they do back off. Like right there, they do back off. However, Zealot is moving in to intercept, and this probe will live. If we look at Oz's base, we do see that the +1 is on the way. And if we look at DRG's base, once again, very, very standard. He is getting all of those drones. Going to go for that golden number of between 60 and 80. Totally a golden number because, you know, there's like a 20 fucking drone difference. But that's okay. As these Zerglings now make their way over here and try to kill off the probe, but they get an excellent surround on the Zealot. And they do get the Zealot killed. I actually need to turn the health bars on. What am I thinking? The health bars are on now. Did I just cast those last 2 games without the health bars? I think I did. My apologies. That is just bad on me. We do have a proxy pylon going down here for Oz, but that Overlord probably did scout it, and the Lings are now going to move over here to clean this up. They do get the probe as well, so we should see a cancel on that pylon very, very soon. We have double gas going down here for Oz, and he's actually laying down, what is that, 3 gateways? So we have a total of 4 gateways, and but no robotics facility this time. However, so we probably won't be seeing that warp prism play like we did last game, as he is probably going to mix this up. Oh, Oz did warp in units there to try to defend that pylon, but right at the last second it did die as the last Ling with its last breath did kill it. Very lucky Ling. And is Oz actually going to replace that proxy pylon? If he is, I actually wonder if he's going for some kind of super aggressive play right now. Like, he has forced so many Lings on the field right now as they chase down these Zealots and Zealots and Stalker. He's very lucky Speed isn't finished. Actually, Speed not even on the way for these Lings. I'm surprised, as Lair is already on the way. And we do have the Twilight Council going down here for Oz, so we could be seeing some kind of Blink play, maybe some kind of DT play coming in from Oz. And there's the robotics facility as well. And these players just keep trading punches here in the middle, and there are roaches on the way. Those roaches alongside with those Lings might be able to defeat that small Protoss army. However, those Zealots would be able to eat those Lings alive. So it would be a very close match, and I don't think either player really wants to take the fight, seeing as I'm not even sure who would win that fight. I know who'd win that fight. That's a lot of Lings and roaches. And these units are very, very susceptible to dying right now, as the Lings do move in to try to get us around. However, with the Zealots up front, the Lings do decide to back up. The roaches are going to try to start getting pop shots off on those Zealots. The Zealots are forced to run away, and the Lings do go around to try to flank. And there it is. That is an excellent surround there from DRG. These Zealots and Stalker is caught off a guard. Some more Zealots and Stalkers, Sentries, are making their way over here to try to save the units. And surprisingly, these Zealots did an excellent job killing almost every one of those Lings, and only 2 roaches remaining. That went in a complete different direction than I thought it was going to go. It is now 106 supply, 280 supply, but if we go over to the units tab, we do see that there is a... I am mistaken. I thought there would be a significant amount of drones compared to probes, however there isn't. It makes me wonder if he's going to go for some kind of crazy roach all-in right now. I mean, there is roach speed almost finished. We do have burrow and +1 armor coming up for DRG, and Blink is about to finish, so that Twilight Council was there for Blink. And we do have a observer being made here for Oz, which is exactly what he needs, because we do have burrow almost finished, and roaches can be so annoying if you don't have burrow. We even have the Spire on the way, and here we go. He's going to move up here to try to intercept these roaches, as the roaches did try to move up here to see if there was a third expand, which there isn't. However, Oz does not know that now. Or excuse me, DRG Immortal production has begun to start here. And there's a complete wall off right here right now, because all these units are caught off guard. And here comes all the roaches doing an excellent surround. No force field. Guardian shield did go up. That was a very, very poor reaction there from Oz, and it cost him almost all of his units. A warp in is going on up here, and they're running for their lives right now. The Guardian shield does go down, and a huge amount of damage is coming on to these units. Only 3 Stalkers remain, and these roaches are now going to clean up all of this unless they manage to blink away. The Immortal is finished and is kind of outside of the wall. I'd like to see that moved in, as DRG definitely has map control right now. And Zealots were warped in. In the meantime, going to go straight in here into this natural. However, there are way too many roaches, and the Zealots do go down without doing too much damage. We do now have Stalkers making their way over to the Xel'Naga. I'm going to check that. And another warp in. We did have a warp prism made. My apologies. I did not see that. And it keeps warping in Zealots, making DRG stay in his base. And is exactly what Oz needs right now, as he is behind 86 supply to 132. And Oz is feeling the pain right now. And he's doing exactly what he needs to do and just buy as much time as possible. However, I don't know if he has enough time to make a comeback. I mean, the supplies... DRG is warping in. Every warp cycle he gets, he's got constant Immortal production, but DRG is just staying that far ahead. And now we do have roaches making their way to the middle of the map, as Oz decides to leave, sees it with the Xel'Naga, and says, I need to back off and go straight to my natural before anything major happens. We may see a major engagement any second, and here we go. The Stalkers do blink forward with an aggressive blink to attack those roaches. However, he does pull the roaches off. And if we look into the third, there is a Ling there. He does know he's got Oz on a one base, or two bases, excuse me. And here we go. Here goes the engagement from Oz, attacking from both angles. I don't know how many force fields it's going to take to be able to reduce the damage here, as there is roaches everywhere. The Stalkers and Immortals are just dealing out as much damage as possible, but when you are surrounded by roaches, my friend, there is not much that you can do. He even has even dropping changelings just to add insult to injury. I almost wonder if that was a BM changeling. And these roaches are going to be finished off, and Oz dealing with that in a very, very well manner. He's even now controlling the roaches to peck off the last of the low health stalkers. And that changeling, it might actually live. That might not be a BM changeling. That might be a genius changeling, seeing that Oz has not noticed it, or he just does not care. There's a very good chance he does not care. And there are so many lings being made right now. With that amount of lings and mutalisks, I don't know that he's going to be able to hold, as all these lings go in for the perfect surround. He does blink up onto the high ground, and the mutalisks are dishing out amazing damage, and the warp prism does fall. There's now Immortal joining the fray. However, the Immortal is not going to do much versus all of those Zerglings, and now the mutalisks are moving in to engage these Stalkers. Well, with some good blink micro, they are going to maximize the damage output, and Oz does GG out of this game. Now, guys, this was the last replay, and saying that it isn't 1-1 from last game, Oz did choose to leave last game. It was not an error, and that does mean that Oz loses this best of 3 to DRG. So congratulations to DRG for dealing with Oz. Oz just doing so much aggression all game, and DRG being able to handle it. And the last game, or the first game, excuse me, that was one crazy game. If you did miss it and you're starting on game 3, shame on you. Go back and watch that game. However, this has been Darkslayer from DarkslayerTV, signing out.